Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Opportunity. Our scientific mission is straightforward. Examine the space around, monitor the surface of, and perhaps lead a team into the anomaly at Sector A98. Tune in to hear John Garlick run the adventure with Jay Duguay, John Kennedy, Justin Wiggy, myself, and a host of special guests joining us at the table. Galactic adventures begin just after this music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I'm here with Jay Duguay.
Hey, hey.
I'm here with Kelly Caudier.
Hello.
And I am here with John Garlick, Game Master of Star Trek Adventures.
Why, thank you, Scott. All right, so when we last left the USS Curie, the captain had
Sorry, John. I'll stop.
Oh my God!
Have you guys
All right.
seen Raging Bull? I got lured. You did not get lured.
Lured.
Say it. I did not get lured. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Sandra
John's
Bullock.
going to quit. He's
Okay,
gonna raise
so
it
anyway-
Sandra
on
Bullock.
us.
Okay, go ahead.
Last time on Star Trek Adventures, in the previous episode, The Mouth,
The mouth.
the Captain Turnweather had lured the Romulan fleet, had baited the
There you go.
Romulan fleet.
Lured.
How's that?
Baited the Romulan fleet. I like that.
Baited
There
the
it is.
Romulan fleet into getting dangerous. They thought 10,000 miles was safe. They thought wrong. And they said they were on a mission of peace to rescue their one ship that had
Go get 'em.
disappeared. They and you decided to help them find it.
Right.
Firing at the little glowy dangle that is effectively the
bait.
the light at the on the tentacle of the anglerfish
From another dimension.
from another dimension.
Horrible.
Horrible creature, which has not been seen, has not been it exists beyond 3 dimensions.
Yeah. And then it went whoomp, and
It
they were
went-
gone.
Well, and that is what and the phasers going off is when we cut to be continued.
Oh, yeah. Well, that and we heard whatever that creepiness was.
Oh, yes. There something scary sounds like it's down the gullet. And it turns out that that Yan Damascus has a brother who is up to no good.
Yeah.
And has already has
And who is Yan Damascus again?
Yan Damascus is your Gamazoid friend. That
Yeah.
codename Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
That you rescued in the pilot.
Codename, gonna slope his hair with a sniper rifle. Go ahead.
Stop.
So, all right. So, that brings us up to speed. What happens immediately next is, first of all, you got the lead ship pilot, which is the ship of Captain Larat.
Governor Larat.
Erstwhile,
Captain Larat.
And they don't even, the Romulans don't even use captains. They have, commanders and sub-commanders.
Sub-commanders, right.
So they must have been really mad.
Really pissed
Like,
off
you
at
like
it.
the Federation so much. Which is probably an added humiliation.
Yeah, not even a sub-commander, just captain. Oh.
Yes. And so, you had them lower their shields in order for him to beam across.
Right.
As everyone on the bridge of the USS Curie watches, the invisible wave of the mouth hits the unshielded ship, and as well as the 4 nearby. They the shielded ships list as their power systems fluctuate. But you see that the center ship begins to break up. Starting with the little area in the front where it's a series of oblate spheroids for the with a wraparound thing that's the size of a small city. That starts to break up into pieces of
Ouch.
Reinforcement bulkheads, and you see that the pieces fly off as for some reason everything catches fire and then snuffs out in the
cold vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Oh God!
And there's over the course of an agonizing 20 or 30 seconds, this expensive looking model just totally eats it and then disappears.
Like disappears, gone, or
all
just
of them are gone.
wow.
There's sort of a moment, like a tense moment of silence, and then you hear a comm from an internal ship communication. It's bleep bleep. It's like, oh, transporter room to Captain Turnweather. We got him, sir. It was really difficult. It was really difficult. For some reason, our power system
Didn't get the thumb across the don't beam this guy over.
He was already coming, and we nearly lost him. It was really difficult. 1 in a million shots, sir. But we managed to save this guy. He says he wants to talk to you. He's a Romulan, sir.
Bring him.
You hear. What did you do? Turnweather! Click. He's getting truculent, sir.
He's getting truculent. Bring him to the bridge.
This is a good point to introduce Lieutenant Cito. You have been posted to this detail for a reasonably short amount of time. You're fairly new on the Curie, but you know that the commander has it is commanded by Commanding Officer Atticus Turnweather. He is captain of tactical repute with a reputation as something of a hothead and a trickster.
Okay.
And you get a call saying that there is a Romulan who is who says he's a captain and has been beamed over. You're familiar with the tactical situation that I've just described. There were some Romulans, but apparently there's one on the ship that has beamed over.
Okay, I will meet him in the transporter room with 2 armed deputies.
Okay, you see that he has this. The first thing that you see is that this Romulan, and he's in like full regalia, the like 80s shoulder pads and everything.
Nice.
And he is. Let me roll some dice. Just gonna see who rolls higher. Ooh, okay. He is currently. There are 2 men in the transporter room who they are just barely restraining him. He is like spittle flies from his mouth.
Sir.
And, he's saying, "I'll kill you! I'll kill you!"
When I come into the transporter room, I'm going to analyze the situation.
You see that this guy has flown into a blind rage. He is he's already taken. Looks like he's taken a sock to the jaw already. There's green blood. There's red blood. There's it is a mess. But this guy is berserk.
When I get in there, even in his berserk state, I'll look at him and say, "Only overrule would act such a way in public."
Yeah, this does not improve his temperament. Imagine that. And he breaks free of these men and hastens towards you. So this is going to be our first experience with melee combat.
Okay.
We're going to, rather than going blow for blow, we're going to just resolve this with a couple of, just a single dice roll.
Okay. What die?
So we're going to, so you're going to need 2 d20s, and we're going to be rolling fitness plus daring plus security is what we use for hand to hand.
Okay.
He is, and I am going to be spending a threat to roll an additional die.
Okay.
You can, you don't have any momentum to pull from
My
yet.
first roll is a 13, which is a success on my daring.
Okay.
and security check.
Okay. All right. He okay. He rolls a all right, and roll again.
Okay, my second roll is a 2.
Okay. All right. So that is you have a special focus in that, so that will count for 2 successes.
Okay.
What happens is he gets 2 successes. He rolled an 11 and a 3,
I
which
got
is
3.
and you got 3, and also he rolled a 20, which is a complication. I'm choosing not to spend threat to negate the complication. Basically, I will kick this over to you, but the complication will be that in the ensuing fracas, that he is going to be rendered unconscious.
Okay.
But you can dictate how this situation. You have this well in hand.
Well, as he advances towards me in his lumbering madness, I sidestep the Romulan because I am smaller, more petite than he is. Trip him
Okay.
for the takedown. He accidentally hits his head on the console,
Okay.
which renders him unconscious. At which point, I double tap my communicator,
Okay.
issue a medical emergency to transporter room. 2?
Okay, sure.
We'll call it 2.
The transporter room is where you guys are anyway. So you.
Yeah, that's why I said transporter
Yeah.
room 2 because I'm calling them to us.
Sure. But yes, they and so the medic staff arrive. They sprayed this guy with a quarter spray and take him to. They say that his injuries are not serious. He has a slight concussion, and they take him away to be confined in medical.
When he awakes, inform me, please.
Yes, sir. Would you like to post a guard?
Of course.
Okay, so you give the 2-finger gesture. You send one of your guys.
Yeah, with them.
Yeah,
To guard.
in case he rolls them.
And then I will make my way to the bridge.
Okay. All right. So meanwhile, on the bridge, the regular flow of comm chatter and requests for orders and standard sit rep reports are flowing in. They break the silence that this massive scene of destruction and death imposed on you. And at
Scan the area around the anomaly. Are there any ships remaining of the Romulan contingent?
none visible, sir. And we're not getting the area is too chaffed with electromagnetic distractions to make a clear.
Has that thing started broadcasting any Romulan signals? Any new Romulan signals? Transponders of the Romulan ships?
We're getting it's digesting them, I guess. Yes, I see it now. We are getting Romulan transponder codes. Oh. It is sending out a signal saying, "Hey, I'm a Romulan ship, sir."
We need to put together a few sensor buoys that'll broadcast on the edges of this system a warning not to go near that thing.
Yes, sir. Your con officers begin. O'Neill steps away from his post. Another person immediately sits down. Mm-hmm. It's a you're on an Intrepid class ship. It's the same model as Voyager. So it's a fairly tight bridge. People are heading in and out. At that point, Kelly, Mr. Cito arrives.
All right, and that comes in. Mm-hmm. Where's my Romulan?
He sustained a minor injury in the transporter bay. It is in medical.
Oh, what type of injury?
Minor concussion. He fell when he attacked one of the officers in the bay.
Ah. Is he conscious currently?
No, I've had I've medical informed to call me as soon as he regains consciousness, and I've posted a guard.
Who did he attack?
Me.
Oh.
At this point, Kelly, you see there is a person you recognize on the bridge from a different assignment. When you were previously on the ship, the USS Kansas City. This is somebody you know. Her name is Commander Akiko Fukuda, and she, you know that after she transferred away from the she was the XO, the number one on the USS Kansas City for a little while when you first signed on, and she transferred out to be in Starfleet security. She has and basically she has gold. She transferred out of command, she has you don't know much about her except that she does a lot of threat assessment kind of stuff, and she has very high security clearance. But and you see that there are with her there are two beefy security officers of grim demeanor, glowering one on each shoulder. She sees you and smiles.
I nod gently her direction and then proceed to go back to my duties.
Okay. But
Did you have any more questions, Captain?
Your name again? I'm sorry.
Lieutenant Sito?
Lieutenant Cito.
He is wearing the traditional right-eared Bajoran earring.
Up to the nose.
No, it's just on the ear.
Okay. I didn't know if it came all the way across. Because there are formal ones that
But no.
Oh,
He's just
cross to
wearing
the nose.
He's just wearing
Okay.
It's
top and bottom.
yeah.
Chain.
Yep.
One or two.
One hang.
One hang.
Yep.
Anything attached to the bottom lobe of the
Yes.
earpiece? How many?
Just one.
Okay.
So he's making so many rolls to know about your culture right
No,
now.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I want to soak in the ear gear.
Yeah.
Because I've always it's a thing.
You do
Well, it's
recognize it
costuming.
if you have any metal knowledge of at all as a Cardassian alloy that is super hard to work with once it's finished.
Okay.
Looks like it may have been salvaged from something.
Okay. You said Cito?
Yes.
Thank you for your assistance in the transporter room. If you could, as you go about your booty, if you could let me know when he's back and able to be brought to me. I'll get an update from medical, obviously, but if you would be willing to help transport him to the bridge when he's conscious, I think he'll be less willing to start something when someone there is that has already, handled him once.
Okay.
Of course, sir.
All right. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Sassas,
Commander.
I'm sorry, Commander Sassas, excuse me, is looking at her view screen, and data is streaming by in that hard to understand stream of random numbers. Give me a reason plus science roll as you look at this crazy stuff. Roll 2 d20s for me.
And my science is a 5.
Okay, and so you add your reason to that, and you want to roll
Right.
under those.
So reason is where there it
Oh,
is.
that's-
So it's
yeah.
a 15 altogether.
Okay.
So I rolled a 13 and a 6.
Okay. All right. So that is
Success.
that is 2 successes. You gain 1 momentum.
Well, did I get any momentum for my last actions?
Oh, actually, yes, you did. You got how many successes? 3. Okay.
Okay, and because I
So
happen
that
to know
translates
that
into 2 momentum.
I happen to know
Yes.
that momentum can't be stored that long, I'm going to give it to the group pool.
Oh yeah, it's all. It all goes into the pool. We're still in the same scene, in the immediate aftermath of this this fight. You got basically what Tassas is able to determine from this is that these. It looks like everything is quiet. In fact, the readings, subspace and radio from the bait, the dangle of the creature, the sphere that you guys just phasered, it has lowered in intensity. You suspect that that whatever it is making less of an effort to broadcast. It might be sated. Like it did just eat
So it's gotten its fill.
a lot of ships.
That's horrible. I love it.
It had a buffet.
It
Yeah.
had a buffet of many different ships, with many different drives. I mean, the Romulans use a
Forced singularity.
forced singularity, an artificial black hole, to power theirs, rather than the matter antimatter reaction that the Federation uses, or the other, or what the Klingons do, which I believe is also matter antimatter. I don't recall, but
Wow.
I'm sure someone out there is like, "Argh!" But
For what again?
for the Klingons.
What about them?
They use a matter antimatter reaction.
They do, because
That's why they compete
it's a dilithium controlled
For
reaction.
dilithium.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
they compete for dilithium.
And why there was that dumb trilithium thing. Sorry.
It didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out.
But anyway, basically, what Tassas is able to detect is that it looks like this thing is, is full, more or less. Also, the bubble is back, but it's dimmer. It's not as bright.
The bubble as in the,
The bubble, the glowy
dangle.
dangle.
Okay.
Yes, the bait.
So, Captain,
Yes.
it seems the entity is not broadcasting as loudly.
What does that mean?
I have a feeling that its appetite has been satiated. It might be safe to approach a little bit closer to explore more.
Oh.
No?
Are we safe?
Potentially.
Based on your observations, if there are no phasers that go through the bubble, it's probably all right. Phasers are disruptors.
How close could we get?
That's a good question.
I'll see what I can figure out.
Okay. Would you recommend a closer course for more scientific? Are there for more scientific research?
I think it would be good to find out what this thing potentially is.
Plot a course, please. I want my tactical officer to do a level 2 sweep of the sector. I want to know if there's anything in either the debris or an incoming track that could potentially do to us what we just did to them.
There is a scan that is performed by some ensigns, and
I'm going to do the full tactical scan of the whole
Okay.
area.
Yeah,
Can you invert a tachyon pulse for me there or
They
something?
say,
I mean, whatever.
they say there's a dour a dour looking Bolian, one of the blue guys, gives you a pad with the readouts and presents them to Mr. Antos.
I punch them into my computer and rerun them.
Okay. It looks basically based on his estimation, there is a chance that there could be cloaked Romulans in the area observing from a distance, in which case they might shoot the little dangle and make the mouth open again.
Sir, I estimate that there's a low probability of cloaked ships in the vicinity.
Excellent.
Due to the current electromagnetic interference, it's hard to pinpoint any tachyon eddies that would show their presence.
Very good. Tassas, do you have a course for us that will maximize our ability to scan the anomaly?
Sure you do.
Sure.
Just
Yes,
give me
yes.
the look like, I don't know.
Yes, Captain.
And now I would like to pause for a quick moment
Of
because
course.
this is the first. You do realize you're on camera, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
she's like, of course, Captain. And then when she's ever going, I don't know, and they could see you right there,
Yeah.
right there.
It's two different people.
It's up to
It's
you.
two different people.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
I mean, you
I
of
can
course
see you now.
Of course, you have full license if you want. If you think that you don't want to get closer to the mouth, that is an option that you have. The mouth.
Sir, I would recommend we reconfigure the shields to emit a counterpulse to keep that thing from wanting to get near us or wanting to consume us.
Every time recently that we've interfered with it in an electromagnetic fashion,
It expands.
it tried to eat us. So I'm thinking we just want to kind of just shh.
Quietly.
Would you confer to Sass?
I would. Quietly.
And you can lay in a course?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right.
So whatever course she tells you we lays in, I'm not watching. I'm just like, yeah, let's look at the thing.
give me a roll to scan it. I'm going to call this control plus science. This is
15.
okay.
One or two?
2 dice, please.
15 and 9.
Okay, that's 2 successes. You gain another 1. Now, your momentum pool will drop by 1 every time we change scenes.
Okay.
And that because momentum spins off eventually. So now we've just okay. So basically, you conduct a very thorough scan. You see that there is there is some debris around from when it spat out the nacelle of the Klingon ship. And some other stuff, but nothing. Only things that it has swallowed previously. You do notice that that it didn't take anything. It did not take away the nacelle that it had spit out when it took the Romulan ships, which is something you did not know before. It doesn't. It doesn't redigest it, which implies
It also didn't re-consume it.
yes, it didn't reconsume it. The random bit of space debris, which is they're a whole nacelle, a whole wing of a bird of prey, is still floating there in the middle of this a few thousand miles away from at this point from the glowing sphere at the center of the phenomenon.
Captain,
Yes?
there is a piece of debris that
Yes.
seems to be the only thing that it did not consume along with the other ships.
Okay.
And this is something that you saw it spit out earlier when you were shooting the sphere.
Just her or me?
No, I mean it's
It registers as still there?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it basically it zooms in on the view screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Do me a favor, scan that wing. Do we know what ship that's from? It looks like a bird of prey.
I believe that is what it's from.
Do we know the registry on that wing? What ship was consumed? The IKA.
The IKA
IKS.
Gamach.
I'm sorry, the IKS. I'm sorry.
The IKA the Imperial Klingon ship Gamach. Which I'm going to write down.
I wondered. John came up with a whole bunch of ship names. I was like, Klingon ship names? Darn it!
Well, I don't speak Klingon, but
Really?
Yet.
no.
Talk
Yet.
to-
Yet.
Yet.
You
Yes,
will.
I will eventually. Hey. Okay, so but yes, it is the Gamach, which is let's see.
It's the Pang.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Which is Klingon for torpedo.
Yeah, but it is basically a nacelle of one of the ships that was detailed to Site A98 to provide security.
So why is that still here? If it sucked up the Romulans, why didn't it suck that up too?
That's a good question.
And a cell from a Klingon ship would have to be a battle cruiser or better. So that's what's
Yes, they had a basically what happened was previously was that Site A98 was misidentified as a potential wormhole, and it is pretty close to the in this sort of interstitial space. You're technically in Klingon space right now, but very close to the neutral zone with the Romulans and the Federation. The Romulans, who are sort of on tilt following their various setbacks, warned that any intrusion into their territory would be considered an act of aggression. The Klingons, being Klingons, responded by deploying all of their boys right in this area. They put a whole bunch of warships here. The Federation, being the Federation, heeded the advice of their diplomats and did not deploy warships.
They sent a science vessel that is headed by a diplomat.
And who is currently...
Well, a captain whose parents were diplomats.
Yes. And speaking of that diplomat,
Damn it.
you get an angry call from down, okay. One of your ensigns says, sir, and in the back you can hear Ambassador Martine raising hell. He says, sir, the ambassador has found out what's happened he's been watching through the porthole.
So I'm looking out the window.
Yeah, he's not happy, sir. He's, I think the transporter room guys call it truculent.
Commander Tassas,
Yes, Captain.
could you check in on the ambassador, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right. So, basically, rather than role play this out, what happens?
Oh, I was hoping for just pure entertainment value.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Of me going,
Nerd.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay.
Whatever, sir.
But basically, what happens for the next half hour? This man screams like, the Federation does not shoot first. What happened there? That was, and he goes on and on. He's like, I want Turnweather's pips. There's going to be a court martial. I want to know what happened. This is unacceptable. And he gets rather emotional, and of course, this is like water off a duck's back.
can I nerve pinch him?
If you think
Can I
if you think that would be reasonable,
Or
given
do you
his,
think it would be helpful?
if you think that would be the logical thing to do, yes.
I feel like after 30 minutes, I'm done with his emotional outburst. I'm just going
He
to
needs to be a little tranquilized. Okay.
nappy nap.
All right. Give me a I believe that this is going to be a control plus security, and your Vulcan martial arts hand to hand will apply.
So that's an 11 and then hand to hand.
Yes. So 11 plus what your security ability.
Oh,
discipline
control
is.
is 10 and security is 1.
So
Okay,
you get to
11,
roll
yes.
the 2d20s, and if you get under 11, you get a success, but you get one additional success
If it's a 1.
if it's a 1 or 1 or 2.
A 1.
Okay.
Oh, 17 and 13.
Okay. You don't quite get the nerve plex, and he's like, "What are you doing? Don't touch me! I don't like this.
Can I
I want to
like
speak to you."
you're rubbing on his shoulder.
just calm down, sir?
All right,
Can I try again?
sure you can. With the other hand, however, this might turn into an intimate encounter if you're not careful.
Fail enough, you'll make him uncomfortable.
Says, I don't feel like that.
8 and 15.
Okay. All right. This you're like, oh, okay, on the other side. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. All right. So, we are
Can I communicate this information to
oh
the
yes.
captain?
Absolutely.
I'm going to hit my badge and Captain. Commander Tassas here.
Commander,
The
talks your ear off, huh?
yeah, well, he's incapacitated currently.
What?
Yes. He's
Did he fall and hit his head?
asleep.
What happened?
I might have nerve pinched him.
You might have, or you did.
I did.
Ah.
He fell down and landed on your pinch.
Yes.
Captain, have you ever noticed a Vulcan can't lie, but they sure can't stretch the truth?
How do you think he's going to be pleased when he wakes up?
Sir, he was not pleased while he was awake.
Okay.
So, in the intervening 30 minutes, we're going to call this end of the scene.
Okay.
Offer up one of your
Momentum.
your momentum, please. Just one of them.
Well,
No.
I had one too.
No, I mean
It's a common
it
pool.
always goes into a group pool.
So just give him
All
one.
right, so, yeah.
The pool cannot go over 6.
But that's only 3 now.
Yes.
Give it back.
Roll better. So, all right. So, you have had several minutes to, you are reasonably confident after doing a quick flyby of the area that there's not a lot of change in the situation. It appears roughly stable. If there are any more Romulans out there, they are biding their time, watching, haven't taken it upon themselves to shoot the dangle themselves to make it gobble your
Sir,
ship up.
I have the do not disturb buoys ready whenever you're ready to launch.
Launch, please.
Okay, I set out a series of do not disturb buoys
Okay.
at all the major meridians of
Okay.
not of the system.
But of the area immediately
The
around,
vicinity.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
have to get like 100,000 miles away from this thing to be outside of its the area that it can swallow. So
Hey, remind
nearly
me.
an AU.
Was there more than one bird of prey consumed by that thing?
Yes, there were a
Okay.
total of 4 plus the one that it just blew up.
Okay, so for some reason it regurgitated and did not reconsume just one piece of one.
I'm sorry.
Was
The
it a-
birds of prey were before. I'm sorry.
The
excuse me.
nacelle,
Oh.
was it from a Vorcha class battlecruiser or a Negvar class battlecruiser?
The big one.
The Negvar, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Y'all got some nerds up in here, is what
I
I'm
know.
saying.
Well, I mean, I knew what I was getting into.
You did, didn't you?
I know as much about Star Trek as I do about Superman. So
And we know how
We don't want to, and we don't want to
Superman.
kill Star Trek.
Oh,
All right,
Okay,
moving on.
so back to my question. Since you're
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Romulans, not the bird of prey. The Romulans. There were four Romulan ships that definitely went intact down the hole.
okay,
Down the gullet.
but in regards to
In regards to the Klingon ships, there were at least 5.
okay, so
there
it's
were
still,
many others.
This is only one piece of one of them that it.
Yes.
Okay.
And it basically what you were able to put together last time with the help of the Romulan science ship captain. She basically was the scratchy throat lady.
Oh yeah, the one who sounds like me when I'm sick.
Yeah. She basically were able to put together that the Klingons detected a possible cloaked Romulan. They fired, and it went through the area that is now the glowy thing, and that is what triggered the mouth the first time. Ate the whole envoy.
Yum. And who is it that we brought on the ship?
You brought Captain Larot onto the ship.
okay.
The
The guy who was.
the
was demoted
governor.
thanks to
Yes,
us.
yes,
Okay.
and
I wanted to make sure I was on the
not
right
your
page.
biggest fan. You guys
I
have
just-
kind of at least hey you're earning it now.
All I did was give him a neck massage. Calm down, sir. Calm down.
But anyway, but yes, Commander. Larot is on the ship in high security
Napping quarters.
napping quarters in the sick bay. So,
Can I go back to the bridge?
oh, absolutely.
Okay. So
Yeah, you basically put him in a comfy chair. You put Ambassador Martine in a comfy chair, and reasonably confident he's not going to choke on his tongue or anything.
and if he does,
Wouldn't that be solving your problems for you?
yeah.
All right. So, okay. So, at this point, your Scott, your EXO comes on the bridge. He is an NPC that has not yet shown up. His name is Commander Zelik. He is
Tom Zellick.
he has a badass mustache.
Yes.
You're almost worse than Kennedy with them puns.
Yeah. Well, Commander
We can go
Zelik.
toe to toe.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just going to run with it. Commander Zelik is a broad-shouldered man with a scar down one cheek who who he is. His full name is Zellick Andrew Cole. His mother was Vulcan and his father was human. He favors his father's side phenotypically, so he looks mostly human. His general service record is one of being very brave service in very extensive wartime service during the Dominion War, where he racked up a disturbingly high body count. He now the thing is that to Sass is that he this guy favors. He is a person of Vulcan blood who favors his human heritage. He does not embrace the ways of logic. So he is, even by human standards, emotional and impulsive and aggressive. He is not popular with Vulcans. Then in them they see a little taste of what they were before they followed the ways of Sorak and embraced logic. He is worse than a human.
That's pretty bad.
I know, right?
He's the Gamazoid version of a Vulcan. Oh, wait.
Yeah. But yes.
Boy, we've all got people we hate on this bridge. Wonderful.
If his ass wasn't sweeter than honey, he'd be out there a long time ago.
Welcome back.
Well, there it
in
is.
spirit.
Mm-hmm. But yes, and you see, but he basically his role on the ship. Generally, to kick things over to the players for decision making. His role is mainly like Worf in Next Generation. He will suggest the direct
Beat down approach
to things.
When you say emotional, is it broad spectrum, or is it like anger specifically, or does he cry a lot too?
He's just a very passionate person.
So he cries a lot.
He has.
So he likes to watch Steel Magnolias and just let go.
Yeah, he totally. Yeah, sure, why not? But basically, he is just a very high strung kind of guy.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and of course you get him in command with this guy. Captain Turnweather, and there you go.
So I'm, pardon me.
It's bad cop and worse cop.
No, I'm middle of the road diplomat. Okay. I believe that, good call.
That was
Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
That there's always a diplomatic solution, okay, when not Turnweather. But then I have one Vulcan end and the other Vulcan end. So, like my bookends.
Yep.
Very good. Mr. Cole?
He says, Captain, I've been briefed on the situation. I think it's time to call home.
I think that's a good idea. Open a subspace channel to Starfleet.
Okay. They basically we're going to fast time a little bit at this point to actually end that sequence where
where the admiral says, "Come home immediately." No. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And basically we're going to say that Starfleet sends a whole bunch of ships. They send a total of 8 ships, including no less than 5 Galaxy class ships.
Whoa!
That they are towing. They have deployed the components of a space station.
Whoa!
Which are in tow. They say it'll take a little while for everything to get there because they're restricted to a fairly crummy warp speed when they're towing something so large.
Sure.
So meanwhile,
do we know?
Yes. Go on.
What the names of the 5 Galaxy-class starships are?
Yes. They are the Cumberland, the Relentless, the Opportunity, the Nagano, and the Kolkata.
Ooh, the Yamato is not there, nor is the Enterprise. Interesting. Fair enough.
The Enterprise blowed up.
The Enterprise is sovereign.
The Enterprise
class
is
now.
a sovereign class. Enterprise E is
E
a sovereign.
is a sovereign class. That's
Yeah.
right. But the Yamato should still be there.
That's true. It is still around,
Anyhow, carrying on.
but it's not. It's not in this particular.
Good.
This particular mission.
Because that ship has shit following it. I don't know what it is. It's just me.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot going on. They are also sending 3 Miranda-class ships, which are just the sort of like workhorse of the Federation.
I love me a Miranda. If you play Star Trek Online, the first ship you get is a Miranda class, and I was all like, ah! It was good. I also played Starship Tactical Combat Simulator.
Oh, right.
The Miranda class is just...
Yeah.
It's the backbone of Starfleet. It's a damn good ship. That's all I gotta say.
It's a good little ship.
It is.
They are the Champion, the Sagittarius, and
Yes.
the Wuhan.
Ooh, okay, nice.
All right. So,
It
meanwhile,
was just for me. I felt so good about that. Okay, go ahead.
all right. So, meanwhile, Scott, you retreat to your ready room. The door pings.
Come on in,
All right. It is Commander Fukuda.
Commander.
Captain, do you mind if I come in and speak with you for a minute?
Certainly, please come in. Have a seat.
She says, "Well, I'm concerned, honestly.
About?
Well, you are a man of action,
Typically, yes.
and you've surrounded yourself by, with men of action. Like your XO, your the muscly arm guy, O'Neill, and so on. But the fact of the matter is, it's not the 23rd century anymore.
This is true.
That kind of diplomacy is not looked kindly upon by men like Ambassador Martine. Now, what you need is somebody who can help you out, and I believe that I can do that.
In what capacity?
Well, as a ranking member of Starfleet Security, I can say that your decision to open fire first on the entity in order to make it swallow the Romulans was at my information. Backed by that, you would be able to avoid a court-martial.
And are you looking for a position on the Curie? Are you
Actually-
why stick your neck out?
Because I think it's the right thing to do. But
Okay.
of course, what I would like to happen is to be your new XO. I want out of Starfleet Security.
And Mr. Cole?
Mr. Cole would be provided for. He's a talented officer. I'm sure he'd be okay. He would take reassignment, I'm sure.
I'm sure. He is both skilled and talented, if not a little bit emotional from time to time, especially for a Vulcan. I may have another use for him or another position here aboard the ship, but it would likely reassignment would be the best for him. Being as emotional as he is, he might not take. He wouldn't take reassignment within the ship. Well,
Also, I suspect that, to be honest, I think that he would grow into his own better in a more structured environment. That's just my opinion. That kind of officer can. I think he can grow into being a great man, pairing human compassion with Vulcan discipline. But he's not there yet. I don't think he's going to get there as a member of a hot-headed crew.
an interesting viewpoint.
But in any case, I think that what I can tell you is that this is going to be a center point of advancement for the Federation. If you take this offer, then I believe that you could be at the forefront of it.
I'll consider it. I'll talk to Mr. Cole and I'll let you know. And I'll do so in short order.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
The whole time, you are a telepath, and you are. I'm getting a little bit of somebody's heavy breathing over the mic. Is that? Yeah. Oh,
Is that me?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. So the whole time you get a sense of that she genuinely does believe that this is the correct course of action, and that this is what's best for you. If you she thinks, well, if he doesn't go with it, then he'll probably lose a pip, and
go from there.
And it'll work out anyway.
Okay.
But you do get the impression that she is genuinely trying to help you.
Okay.
I mean, maybe herself a little bit too, for whatever
Sure.
this means.
Sure. Mr. Cole to the ready room, please.
Okay. Zealot Cole shows up shortly thereafter. And he says, "Oh, what can I do for you, Captain?" Good job shooting up those Romulans. That was awesome.
It was quick thinking. It was perhaps not the best course of action.
Oh, whatever. Martine's a wet blanket.
Well, true, but I probably needed to shift a bit. It was the first option that came to mind, and it proved to work.
Hey, I mean, you took out a flight of Romulan warbirds with one shot. That was pretty cool.
Fair enough. Where do you see yourself on the Curie?
Well, I'm, proud to fight by your side, sir.
True. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, my hope is that I would eventually get a captaincy of my own. But there's a certain give and take. I do enjoy this current level of command. I feel like I have a good relationship with the crew. They trust me.
Do you think that my willingness to do snap decisions along the lines that sent the Romulans into whatever that was is best for you now?
Well, sir, you're a role model to me. I gotta admit, I do look up to you quite a bit.
True. But can I help you grow to your fullest capacity, logically speaking?
Logically speaking, well, I would, sir. You get the impression, like, very straight line, in his thinking, but he says, well, logically speaking, I would love to learn more tactics at your side. I think that I could become a great military commander, bring a lot of victories to the Federation, if I knew how you think, sir.
I'm not sure that would be the best thing for you.
Says, really?
Ruh-roh. I think that Starfleet would do well to have you in a command chair. And I don't think I'm the quickest captain to get you there.
Sir, if you're worried that they're going to come for your stripes, I'll be at your side and give testimony that this is that you took the right path. I don't. I mean, if you think that they're going to take you down, I'm right there with you, sir.
But I don't want you to go down with me if that's the case.
Well, that's really noble of you, sir. Give me a. Let's see. Let's call this control plus command. To choose your words very carefully to manipulate him. That's
what I'm doing here.
This is totally what you're doing.
This is totally what I'm doing here. All right. So command and control.
So your control attribute plus your
is an 11
plus your
command is a 5.
Yes, command discipline.
So I'm at a 16, correct?
Yes.
And I roll 2 dice.
2 dice. You can buy more with threat or momentum.
That's a 9.
Okay.
So that's a success.
Okay.
Or is that?
That's a success. Yes.
Okay. And that's a 4.
All right, that is under. Do you have an applicable specialty? I'm sorry, focus. Excuse me.
Diplomacy, inspiration, telepathy, team dynamics, psionic studies, and ship tactics.
I'm going to give you team dynamics.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Team dynamics really seems to fit.
Yeah, so that's 3 successes right there. He is going to roll insight plus. Let's see what I'd say insight plus command to see through your ruse. Okay. Doesn't look like he's quite figured out. You are going to get you got 3 successes there. Mm-hmm. Okay, you are going to get 1 momentum for the deal. Brings your total momentum pool up to 4.
Very nice.
My pool of threat is currently sitting at 5. I haven't chosen to spend that to ruin your relationship with Zelik yet.
Okay.
I'm just counting on you doing that anyway.
Oh, sure. Thanks. Very nice.
I don't need dice for that.
Right. Awesome.
But yes, wonderful. Okay. So by the end of it, by the end of your discussion, Zelik is thinking, well, gee, maybe I should, maybe I would be better off if I were, hitting the bricks and eating my vegetables and less, nothing but red meat all the time.
Yes.
And he and you pat him on the shoulder, send him out of your office to consider possibly, what this means, and thinks you're so selfless for avoiding dragging him down with your horrible, flaming, career-ending, destructive choice. Obviously, you're just thinking of him.
Obviously.
So this got dark pretty quick, didn't it?
Oops. Hey, I have a question.
Absolutely.
Throwing back to the nerve pinch. Vulcan nerve pinch is on my talents.
Oh, talents. Yeah, it's a special thing that I normally has extra rolls or something.
Oh, okay.
I didn't make you do it. So.
I was just curious.
Okay. All right. So basically what we're going to do at this point is we are going to fast time. It is a full month is going to pass. Mm-hmm. What happens is exactly as Commander Fukuda promised. She backs you up on your play.
Okay. During this month, does he move out and I name her XO?
Yeah, we're going to deal with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but yes, that happens.
Okay.
And so he, this whole area is hopping with Starfleet ships, coming and going. They assemble these. Components into a new station at Site A98. Within it's in deep space, safely away from the mouth, but right on the edge.
Okay.
And so that will be where we're going to stop this episode, and we will see you next time on Star Trek Adventures with Gaming with Scott.
Well, thank you for listening, everybody, and as always, you'll hear from us real soon.
Bye.
Bye.
That'll do us tonight for Star Trek Adventures. You can send us an email at feedback@gamingwithscott.com. John Garlick is at JPMGarlic. Jay Duguay is at @1_nerdy_mama. John Kennedy is at JKMyth. And me, Scott T, is at GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media podcast. As you boldly go through your life, remember to make the galaxy a better place than it was yesterday. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye.